I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. Many of you have come to me because you have seen seen me on the news, the national news. So I appreciate you coming here. You will get truthful advice. You'll get insider information, and I also try to educate you along the way. If you want to see all my news clips, or if you want to see my team of former IRS agents, just go to my website. It's short and easy to find, 777irs.com, 777irs.com, and you can learn all about us right there. Today I want to talk to you about IRS audits and why IRS audits you, and then if they do, how to find out why you in fact get audited. So no one likes a nastygram, and a nastygram generally is something from IRS. They never send you good news. If it's not a green check, you can expect it's going to be bad news. So you go to the mail and there's something from the IRS, and your heart starts pounding, and then you open that letter and you just find out you've received an IRS audit or an audit letter that you either have to appear at an office, or a agent has sent you a request and letting you know there's an appointment time to set up. Right away there's a little bit of fear and tension. I understand that goes kind of with the territory. So I just want to let you know, when you get these letters, don't get over depressed. It's not like you're going to die. It's just a matter of, going through this little bit of torturous audit, but it's a matter of whether you want to do it or not. So how do you decide whether you should represent yourself or you should hire a professional? And this is what I tell everybody who calls. And if you call me and you have an audit letter, this is what I'm going to tell you. So someone called me today and they said, "Hey, Michael, I'm getting audited. What do you think I should do?" Well, many cases when people call me, I recommend they do certain things themselves. I don't take every case, because a lot of times they can just do it themselves and they don't have to pay me. So here's the question that I have to ask you, so you can make your own decision whether to hire anybody at all. If you feel confident in your records, you go ahead and you go in. You don't need anybody on that audit. Nobody. I'm telling you, as a former IRS agent, just make sure your package is neat, your documentation is in there. However, my question to you is going to be, how tight are your records? How confident do you feel about that tax return? If you think your records are not 8.5, 9, or 10, do not go in by yourself. IRS will go ahead and they will dig deep, and they will start finding things, and they may go ahead and expand the audit. So the bottom line, it all depends how certain you are of your records. There's nothing wrong with representing yourself at all if your records are clean and tight. But for the people that aren't, here's why you want to go ahead and hire someone to negotiate your IRS audit. An IRS audit isn't black and white. You have this, you don't have this. You have this, you don't have that. That's part of an audit, but many times there is an art to that negotiation. What do I mean by that? Well, you may have some things that are very strong and some things that are very weak. So if we're talking to the agent, we're going to kind of compromise and say, well, we're very strong on this. We may not have all the records, but you don't want to send this case to appeals, so let's go ahead and agree on this. Or we can go ahead and reconstruct certain documents to show you that this is what happened, but we don't have the records. Here's a good idea, a good case for you to understand. So a painter comes into us, calls us about 6 months ago. He says, I just didn't keep any of the records. I painted 10 houses, and I don't have records. I just don't have them. And IRS wanted to go ahead and just disallow everything. And we said, no, you're not going to do that. I just asked the guy for a simple question. Give me the 10 addresses of houses that you painted. He knew that because he had to go to the house, right? He had to go there. And I asked him to pull up the square feet, and what he did. So what we did is we reconstructed Okay, we reconstructed his work. We gave that to IRS, and IRS gave him 90% of what we asked for. It's about knowing the system. It's about how to negotiate and letting them know if you don't agree, you're going to go to appeals, because appeals is probably going to be more gracious than the local auditor. So if you're going through an IRS audit and your records are pretty good, go yourself. If they're, you're going to want to call someone like us to represent you. Anyway, if this information was good, would you go ahead and give me a subscription? I really would appreciate it very much. Thank you. I thrive on subscriptions. You're welcome to call me for a free consultation. I'm happy to at least help you decide whether you need someone or not. Once again, thank you for the subscription.